After 16 years in the United Kingdom, Deji Akinyanju made the most daring decision of his life. The 34-year-old gathered his belongings, packed his bag, and boarded a flight to Nigeria. The country had just emerged from the shackles of military rule and was gearing towards a free and democratic government. While several Nigerians in the diaspora still feared the unstable political environment, Deji Akinyanju saw an opportunity, an open chance to make an impact. After toying around with ideas, he ended up establishing what would become the largest chicken restaurant enterprise in Nigeria, now known as Chicken Republic. But it was all a stroke of luck and sacrifice, one that forced them to operate at a loss for several years before turning profitable. Today, Chicken Republic now boasts more than 150 outlets in Nigeria and Ghana, including an annual revenue of more than 61 billion naira. How did Deji Akinyanju build such a successful brand? And how did Chicken Republic manage to achieve over 20 years of success despite the widespread failure of fast food chains? It all began in 2004 in Lagos, Nigeria, when the very first Chicken Republic restaurant opened its door in Apapa. Right from its inception, the brand only wanted one thing: to become the most loved quick service restaurant brand in West Africa. However, prior to this moment, Deji Akinyanju spent the last 5 years trying to replicate a popular model followed by everyone. This model did not just fail his ambitions, but made him realize a shocking truth: that if he wanted to be outstanding, he would have to do the one thing everybody was shying away from, even if it meant reshaping the entire industry with his new standard. You see, if there was anything that separated Akinyanju from his competitors, it was his extraordinary background. At just the age of 18, he left Nigeria to study in the United Kingdom for a bachelor's degree at the University of Cardiff, after which he proceeded to obtain an MBA from the same university. Following the end of his academic pursuits, Akinyanju worked as a consultant at Accenture, then known as Anderson Consulting in London. His position at the firm was a career-defining moment, as it allowed him to develop a unique set of analytical skills, often missing in the emerging markets of that time. This experience emboldened him to launch his first business venture in Johannesburg, where he was involved in supplying UN survivor kits to Burundi and Rwanda. Following the passing of Sani Abacha in 1998 and the fall of his dictatorial government in Nigeria, Akinyanju saw an opportunity to come back home. According to the entrepreneur, he wanted to contribute to the growth of the entrepreneurial sector under the new free government. Once he touched down, he incorporated Food Concept and Entertainment Limited in 1999 and fully commenced operations in 2000. Initially, Akinyanju wanted to explore the food manufacturing and retail sector. He wanted Food Concept to become one of the top producers of grocery items in the country. However, his rewarding experience managing the South African brand Chicken Licken changed his whole perspective. Suddenly, the concept of a fast food chain eventually emerged as the best way forward, appearing to him as the obvious thing to do. With past business experience in South Africa, Akinyanju started by securing franchises from prominent South African quick restaurant operators. This was the popular method back then, as partnering with well-known brands seemed easier than building a new one from scratch. However, managing these brands such as the popular Chicken Licken came with a strict rule, one that mandated the full adherence to the general brand standards. As Akinyanju later realized, this policy did not only present an inconsistency with the Nigerian market standards, but also with his own business ambitions and strategies. For example, he could not freely set prices, switch suppliers, or entirely modify the products to his taste. Even though the business thrived, Akinyanju felt he could do more with total control. Having gained the ability to systematically analyze the market gaps, understand consumer behaviors, and develop a structured growth plan, Akinyanju began preparing his company for a pivotal shift. In 2004, Food Concepts quickly moved away from the franchise model to establish its own distinct brand, Chicken Republic. Chicken Republic was first opened in Apapa area of Lagos. This move boldly signified the full entrance of Food Concepts into what Akinyanju called the chicken space. As a self-owned brand, Akinyanju gained complete autonomy over what he could do with Chicken Republic, with the most important aspect being product development. He experimented with the creation of the soulfully spiced chicken meals, flavored with a unique secret blend of authentic West African herbs and spices. But that was only a secondary selling point. as the young entrepreneur had plenty of cards to play. In the early 2000s, the fast food market in Nigeria was largely perceived as a luxury or an indulgence, with consumers typically visiting these fancy restaurants only on special occasions. Chicken Republic recognized this prevailing culture as both a challenge and a significant opportunity. The fast food outlet set out to change this perception, aiming to transform fast food into an accessible, everyday dining option for the mass market. This mission would eventually become the cornerstone of Chicken Republic's success and its fast rise to prominence. Deji Akinyanju, to the best of his business acumen, introduced a complete meal package for the unprecedented price of 500 naira. This meal package, initially known as the combo and later rebranded as the refuel meal, turned out to be a revolutionary idea. At a time when most fast food items were priced well above 1,000 naira, the news of the 500 naira meal spread like wildfire. Customers flocked to the doors of the Apapa outlet, accessing the affordable chicken and rice package that once seemed like a luxury, but that was only half of the results. The underlying principle was that once customers experienced the taste and quality of the 500 naira meal, they would be more inclined to explore and buy out other offerings within the brand ecosystem. As predicted, this worked like a charm, as the illusion of spending less eventually led customers to spend more. By the height of this campaign, Chicken Republic had re-educated the average Nigerian consumers about fast food, shifting the general perception from a special treat to a daily routine convenience. Even with the success of this strategy, the brand did not cease being a game changer in the fast food world. Under the effective leadership of young Deji Akinyanju, Chicken Republic became among the first fast food chains to offer delivery services over the phone. Later, they automated this process by enabling customers to place orders online, flexing their muscles as innovators when most competitors barely had a functional website. According to Akinyanju, the fast food customer base was mostly made up of young people who wanted to associate themselves with modern ways of dining. Hence, seizing the internet trend was a sure way of attracting the right population. To further level up their appeal to customers, the brand carefully cultivated a unique identity to make it unforgettable. Chicken Republic outlets were instantly recognizable not only by the bright yellow and red color style, but also by a pervasive, delicious aroma that would fill the air within 200 meters of their franchise. These visual and aromatic signals created a powerful, memorable presence, often attracting children and adults alike. Interestingly, when other fast food brands attempted to imitate Chicken Republic in their successful branding and attractive offers, they only ended up pushing the brand more. According to reports, any hint at a similar package often led to comparisons that would end up highlighting Chicken Republic's superior value, driving more price-sensitive customers directly to their doors. As the company's strategic growth gained momentum, Chicken Republic began offering franchise opportunities in 2007. 2 years later, in 2009, Akinyanju transitioned Food Concepts into a public limited liability company, paving the way for it to be publicly traded on the stock market, demonstrating a strong early commitment to operational excellence and consumer trust. Chicken Republic also earned ISO certification by successfully implementing a quality management system. This further improved consumer and investor confidence alike. By 2012, Food Concept PLC was recording 5.8 billion naira in annual turnover, an 8.4% increase from 5.3 billion naira in 2011. The restaurant division of the group contributed to more than half of this income, with Chicken Republic taking the spotlight. Along with the notable fast food brand, Deji Akinyanju also established other eateries like Pie Express, Yum Yum, and the Chop Box. While they performed remarkably well, none was as successful as the chicken-themed restaurant. An important announcement was made by Food Concept in 2012, highlighting their decision to commence the production of broiler chickens at free-range farms. This decision was aimed at boosting logistics and their supply chain system, as Nigeria was reportedly facing a severe chicken shortage, according to Akinyanju. This move not only protected the supply chain of his fast food stores, but also increased efficiency and lightened production costs. In 2012, Akinyanju was reported to be leading an enterprise valued at approximately $120 million. To further grow this number, the young entrepreneur signed a $20 million investment deal with the International Finance Corporation to expand into Ghana. The deal was a successful one and was already yielding results by 2015. as Chicken Republic widened its network to over 180 outlets across Nigeria and Ghana. The business was bubbling, goals were being hit, and everything seemed to be going well until 2016. On the 9th of February 2016, Deji Akinyanju, the visionary founder, was suddenly replaced as the chairman of Food Concepts PLC by shareholders. This was not just a necessary or peaceful leadership change. It was a turbulent power struggle with the former CEO, fueled by a significant financial crisis and a shift in company corporate dynamics. It came to be that within 2015, Food Concepts and by extension Chicken Republic was thrown into debt by the free-range farm chicken project. The poultry farm idea was reportedly sponsored with a loan of 1.6 billion naira, which could not be reimbursed back to the creditors after the project failed. Investors were greatly dissatisfied, but not more than the United Bank for Africa, which credited the loan and was now taking legal action. Due to such poor financial management and a series of inherited liabilities, a vote of no confidence was silently passed against Akinyanju, who was eventually booted out by shareholders and retired from the board of directors. Unfortunately for the founder, he had already sold off a significant portion of his company through stock sales, and by extension, his title of sole ownership. This led Akinyanju to eventually become a minority voice in the face of the collectively powerful investors, allowing his easy layoff through a unanimous decision. However, Akinyanju was not very satisfied with this position as a mere board member and perhaps felt that the executives had ripped him off. The founder and former CEO proceeded to sue Food Concepts, some of its directors and shareholders, challenging their decision to step him down as chairman. In response, the company vigorously defended itself and filed countersuits, leading to several court dramas and legal scandals in the process. However, after long deliberations behind closed doors, both came to the agreement to withdraw their lawsuits, as it was simply bad for business. Also, the country was faced with a formidable array of macroeconomic challenges during this period, which were capable of bringing down a distracted business such as Chicken Republic and its parent company. Although Deji Akinyanju later resigned from the company board in August 2017, Food Concepts has since focused on improving corporate governance as well as returning to profitability. With thousands of employees and annual revenue of 61 billion naira, Chicken Republic underwent a rebound that refined its strength. On the other hand, Akinyanju went on to establish Ganic Foods Limited, an agribusiness investment platform primarily focused on investing along the African agricultural value chain. The story of Deji Akinyanju and the rise of Chicken Republic is a powerful example of audacity and vision. Embracing his homeland at the slightest opportunity, Akinyanju went on to overhaul the entire fast food industry. In his own words, "We revolutionized the concept of buying international brands into Nigeria. Ever since then, new brands have come into the market, and we set the standard, changed the eating experience for Nigerians, and introduced a friendlier, world-class ambience into food. Today, Chicken Republic is more than just a restaurant chain. It is a cultural icon, a business model, and a source of tasty meals for many Nigerians. All thanks to one man who, despite exiting the helm of control, left a legacy that continues to drive the epic fast food brand. And for that, the name Deji Akinyanju will forever be etched into the story of Africa's greatest entrepreneurial giants."